Hey guys, welcome back. So today we're out here finally taking a look at the new Vepr 12 gauge semi-automatic shotgun. This shotgun looks an awful lot like the Saiga 12 gauge, but I'm here to tell you this is a completely different shotgun. Now true, it's based on the same AK action, but this shotgun has a couple of different features that set it apart from the Saiga. Features I really like. So that's what we're going to take a look at this afternoon. You'll also notice how I'm loading the shotgun. I'm shooting these magazines straight into a magazine well. I'm not rocking them in. More about that here in a few minutes. The Vepr 12 gauge has a couple of different features, as I mentioned, that set it apart from the Saiga 12 gauge. First of all, let's take a look at the safety. The safety has this lever here on it that's kind of the opposite of a Krebs safety. The Krebs safety has an extension out here that you can hit with your finger and brush the safety off. This is meant to be carried, the weapon's in the safe position. You carry your shotgun like this with your finger extended, and this tab rests against the top of your finger. When you're ready to fire the shotgun, you just push up with your finger, it brings the safety off, and then your finger naturally drops to the trigger. To put it back on safe, you can lay your finger trigger on top and push up, or you can also use your thumb and finger to disengage or re-engage the safety. So the shotgun's on safe. I can quickly put it on fire and then put my finger on the trigger, and I can also return it to the safe position. The shotgun comes with a standard 5-shot magazine. You'll notice that it has a magazine well on the shotgun. This also departs from the Vepr. The Vepr has a traditional AK style magazine that must be rocked in. To put a magazine in this shotgun, you just put a magazine in and push. The release for it is this tab back here behind the magazine well, which is a traditional type of AK magazine release. You can grab it with your thumb and pop the magazine out. Put the magazine in, you just push it straight in and push it until it locks. To charge the shotgun, it's pretty much the same as any other AK or the Saiga 12. Grab the charging handle, pull it to the rear, and let it go. Now this is where I'm going to talk about the next feature of the shotgun that makes it stand out against the Saiga. I'm going to fire 5 rounds. You'll notice I'm firing birdshot. This is 8-shot. This is not a heavy load. This is a very mild, low brass hunting load. And you'll notice it's functioning just fine in the shotgun. What you just witnessed was the bolt locking open on the shotgun. That's the feature I wanted to point out. When the shotgun runs empty, the magazine can be popped out and the bolt will stay to the rear. To change your magazines, you can put in one of these Russian 8-round magazines, again straight into the magazine chute, and then there's a button right here just above the trigger. You hit that button and it chambers the next round. The shotgun's ready to go. To return it to safe, use this lever. All you have to do is push up on it, puts the shotgun back on safe. Moving forward, you'll notice, well, first of all, let's talk about the top rail that you see here on the shotgun. This is also something that makes it different from the Saiga, considerably different. This top cover hinges up. It's not a standard AK top cover that just pops off. It has a locking tab back here. I push in on the takedown button, and the top cover hinges up like an AK-74 or a Krinkov. Has a 1913 Picatinny style rail across the top. Now this rail is a very hard polymer. It's not metal, but the top cover just hinges back down, locks into place. Has RPK style rear sights, so it's windage adjustable and elevation adjustable. Then you have a standard AK type front post. The gas block on this is not adjustable. If you're used to the Saiga shotgun, on the front you would have an adjustment that you could turn to 2 different positions. This shotgun only fires in one position. It has a small puck inside here, and then it's a very small, thin, full-length gas rod that comes back and obviously operates the bolt carrier. This stock that's on the shotgun, we'll talk about that here more in just a few seconds. This stock is not what comes with the shotgun. This is an aftermarket accessory, which I'll talk about. I'll also talk about the muzzle devices. There's a couple of different muzzle devices I brought out this afternoon, but the barrel is threaded just like on the Saiga 12 gauge. So let's take a look at some of the accessories I put on the shotgun and talk a little bit more about how it works internally. Let's talk about this bone steel side folding stock. This stock retails for $149 and it's offered by Bone Steel. I'll put a link in the description below. Bone Steel makes a number of different stocks for AK type rifles. This isn't the only one, but this one is a Galil style side folder specifically for the RPK or for the Saiga 12 gauge shotgun. This particular example has a NATO length stock on it, which means it's about 1.25 inches longer than your standard AK stock. Now this shotgun ships with a standard polymer Tapco AK full size or full length stock, which is Warsaw length or the standard AK length. So this adds a little bit of length to the shotgun, and it makes it feel just a little bit better. I do like a slightly longer length of pull on my shotguns. On this side, you can see the hinge mechanism, the Galil locking mechanism. And also, I have put in here a quick release mount, a QD mount, which it's also drilled and set up for being able to put a sling swivel back here. So that gives you your 2 sling points. It's kind of hard to do. It's really cold out here today, guys, and my fingers are numb. But anyway, to fold the stock, all you have to do is just pull down and fold it to the side. Now you can fire the shotgun with the stock folded. You can reach the trigger. Now keep in mind, when a stock folds on a shotgun or a rifle such as this, it's not really intended to be fired in the folded position. It's only meant for storage and transportation. So if you want to get this shotgun ready for use, the stock is folded. You can simply do that just by using the tips of your fingers. You can just flip it and it'll flip open. The hinge mechanism on it is really well built and it works very nicely on the shotgun. You'll notice I'm not struggling at all to get it to release. I can easily fold it and extend it. Now let's talk about the muzzle. The muzzle is threaded. What I have on here right now is an SGM muzzle brake. The SGM muzzle brake just screws straight on to the threads. Now the shotgun comes with a thread protector. And that's the muzzle brake. You'll notice the tip of it has rather sharp points, so you can use it as a breaching tool coming through a door. You know, the shotgun has a very long barrel on it. If you're using it for home defense, you may want to have something like this, so if you go around a corner with that long barrel, you have something you can use as a potential weapon if somebody should grab for the barrel. Another thing that SGM offers is a series of chokes that screw on. Now this shotgun comes with just an open bore. It has no choke. So SGM sells these for $45, and you can get them in a modified choke, a full choke, and an extra full choke. You can also buy a 3-pack for $95. That just screws onto the muzzle. And now you have, if I don't cross-thread it here, I'm not going to go and screw it all the way down, but now you have a choke capability. So if you want to use this for hunting, you can control the choke on the shotgun. I think that's a nice feature. It's probably something you should pick up. I'm definitely glad that I have these. Another accessory for the muzzle that Bone Steel sells is this muzzle brake that screws onto the end of the shotgun barrel. It's a big one, but I'll show you here in a few minutes the weapon being fired with this in place. It does help to dampen the recoil. You can see the slots in it, I'll show you here in a second, that actually vector the propellant gases. You can see how it vector the gases this way, pulling the shotgun away from your shoulder. It's also solid on the bottom and open on the top, so it's going to push the barrel down as it recoils. So it's going to help take out some of the recoil of the 12 gauge shotgun. That'll be handy if you're shooting slugs, buckshot, heavy loads like that. I have some Wolf double-aught buck here, and we're going to fire this through the Vepr 12 with the Bone Steel muzzle brake in place. And I'll show you how it affects the recoil of the shotgun. It's kind of cool. It doesn't want to climb up. Typically without that brake on, it has a tendency to want to climb. You can definitely feel it pushing down. It's working pretty well. It's a pretty effective brake. Let's take a look inside the Vepr 12 gauge shotgun. As I showed you earlier, to break it down, you just push down on the back takedown button, push it in, and the top cover hinge is open. The rest of it will be just like a standard AK. You can take out your recoil spring, pull your bolt to the rear and carrier, and it'll pop out. This is that gas piston I was telling you about. It's just a small, narrow gas piston. Now, to remove the gas tube, this lever is really, really tight. A lot of AKs are that way, so I'm going to have to tap this thing open here. Just something that I've been doing to get this thing to move. I've tried greasing it up a little bit, I may put some anti-seize on it or something to make it a little bit easier. But these things tend to break in. I've only opened it up a couple of times. So now you take the gas tube off, which pops out. This gas tube also acts as your front handguard retainer. It locks this front piece on here. Once you remove the gas tube, that retainer will move forward and the bottom handguard can come off. I'm not going to pull it off right now. So you can fully disassemble it that way. It's also a bit challenging to get it back in the right place. Now inside you can see this gas puck coming out. This gas puck is the second portion of the gas system. When you're reassembling the shotgun, you want to make sure that you don't put it in backwards. The hollow point faces out towards you this way. The flat edge goes in towards the muzzle. You just put that in and make sure that it goes in the right way. So we'll go back and reassemble the shotgun. You want to make sure that this front handguard retainer is all the way to the rear, otherwise you won't be able to get the gas tube on. And that's what's causing me problems right now. There we go, drops right in. Rotate your locking lever down. And again, it's really, really tight. Tap on it with a hammer. Get it to seat. Now the bolt and carrier come apart just like a standard AK. You'll just rotate it and take it out. So that's how you fully disassemble the Vepr 12. Put it back together. Now the bolt is kind of a two-piece bolt. It has two pieces that rotate. And you'll want to make sure that you get everything lined up when you put it in. Otherwise you're going to struggle getting it back together. Put your recoil spring back in. Now you'll want to make sure that you rotate this little cover piece so that it lines up properly. Like that. And you just close your top cover. That's it. That's all it is required to field strip and clean the Vepr 12 gauge. It's really simple to do. One of the things that really makes the Vepr 12 gauge shotgun stand out, in my opinion, is how it reloads. The shotgun is very, very fast. It's so fast that I think a shotgun like this can revolutionize 3-gun matches and other competitions like that. The shotgun is very fast. It's every bit as fast as something like an AR-15. To demonstrate how fast this shotgun reloads, I have 16 rounds, 2 8-round magazines. Kilgore here has a Benelli Super 90 with 9 rounds currently loaded, and he'll load 7 into the tube for a total of 16 rounds. We're going to have a little bit of a competition. As you can see, loading a tube magazine is pretty slow. I think he has one more to go. As you can see, the Vepr 12 definitely has an advantage over a tube-fed shotgun, a major advantage. I'm really impressed with this shotgun. The thing that really impresses me most about the Vepr 12 gauge is its ability to cycle pretty much anything that you put in the shotgun. These are those 8 shots, and these are universal, I'm sorry, they're Winchester universal 8-shot dove loads, or just hunting loads. Very, very mild. I'm going to fire 8 rounds of these and show you just how the shotgun cycles, how it works, kind of what the recoil looks like with this 8-shot. Have a target downrange at about 10-15 yards. I'm going to fire off these 8 rounds. Watch the shotgun and see how it works. Okay, I've picked the target up. I wanted to show you guys this really quick. We walked it off. It's about 15 yards that we're shooting from. You can see the shot. I was aiming right here at the A, center of mass. You can see that it patterns pretty nicely with this open bore. But the dispersion of that shot is pretty broad. I mean, you're not going to have much range with it. We'll put another target up here and shoot some buckshot and see what the dispersion looks like with its standard bore without a choke. But anyway, these holes that you see here, those are the wads hitting the target. All right, let's do the same thing now with some buckshot from Wolf. And this is a full power buckshot load. Now the shotgun does have a 3-inch chamber, so it can cycle pretty much anything that you put in it. Now again, watch the shotgun how it recoils, how it handles that recoil. Then we'll take a look at the target and see how that dispersion of shot looks. Recoil's not bad. I could pretty much shoot this thing all day, but let's go take a look at this target. Okay, down to 15 yards after firing 8 rounds of that Wolf buckshot. The majority, 99% of those ball rounds landed in the C and A area, easily in the kill zone of this target at 15 yards. So this shotgun would be a very effective defensive shotgun at close range. Pretty impressive. The 1913 style rail across the top of the Vepr allows for you to mount accessories on top of the shotgun. The shotgun does not have the standard AK side rail mount. The Saiga 12s will have that. This has the 1913 rail across the top. That allows you to mount optics like this EOTech on the shotgun. Let's see how this works. Works perfectly. Now this is where we get into the one ding that I have about this shotgun. Notice the location of the EOTech. It's far to the rear. It's behind the ejection port on the Vepr 12. If I move this sight forward and fire it, watch what happens. Every single time it'll cause a malfunction. I've tried to figure out why it's causing these malfunctions. This top rail does not touch, really, it's riveted to this top cover and it's polymer. It's not pinching that top cover at all. It's not what's happening. Something else is going on that causes the shotgun to malfunction if you put any type of optic up here, and it doesn't matter how hot the shotgun load is. It'll happen with 6-shot, 8-shot, or buckshot. So to avoid these problems, you will have to mount your optics behind the ejection port of the Vepr 12 for proper function. One of the comments I've seen on the forums regarding the Vepr 12 gauge shotgun are comments stating that the rails on the top cover of the shotgun are canted or are not straight. As you can see on my example, the rail is perfectly straight. There are no problems with it lining up whatsoever. Now, I talked to the guys at Atlantic Firearms and asked them about this problem, and they said they've had 1 or 2 shotguns come back with problems with the rail not being straight. So I don't believe it's a widespread problem. Well guys, it's time for some final thoughts on the Vepr 12 gauge shotgun. This shotgun comes to market at $999. I purchased it from Atlantic Firearms. Now this price was before the panic buying of 2012 that's going on currently as we film this. I don't know if these are going to be available, but if they are, you definitely will want to get your hands on one. Why do I say that? Because I honestly believe this is one of the best semi-automatic shotguns on the market currently. Even more so than my previous favorite 12 gauge shotgun, the Benelli Super 90. The fact this shotgun is so well made, this Russian-made shotgun is made by the Malot factory. It's outstanding quality, a nice even black finish, fit and finish are just second to none. It's a very well-made shotgun. Functioning, unbelievable. This thing will cycle stuff that even causes my Benelli some problems in the past. This thing cycles the lightest dove load all the way up to double-aught buck, slugs, whatever you want to put in it. I've had 100% reliability with this shotgun for the most part. It will hiccup occasionally on the lighter stuff, but it's not even worth mentioning how often that happens. It's so rare. The one ding I have about the shotgun is what I showed you with that red dot sight. You do have to be careful where you mount optics on this shotgun. It's something I can live with. I probably won't put optics on it, but if you want to put a red dot sight on the shotgun, because it doesn't have a left-hand rail like a standard AK, all you have is this 1913 style rail across the top. It's something you'll want to consider. You'll also have to remember, if you do buy one, put it further to the rear to keep it from malfunctioning. But overall, you know, the price at $1,000, is it fair? If you can get one for $1,000, yes, I think it is fair. The Saiga shotguns, before this panic buy went on or started happening, was selling for right around $600 a copy. So for $400 more, I definitely think the features of this shotgun, like the last shot bolt hold open, the quick magazine changes, all that stuff adds up to $400 worth of functionality that I personally would pay for. If you guys have any questions about this shotgun, you can always ask those questions on our Facebook page. You can find us on Facebook at www.facebook.com/militaryarms. As always, everybody, thanks for watching. Thanks for those subs. We'll talk to you guys soon. For all you Nancy's out there that don't think the Vepr 12 has a sporting purpose and you want to ban it, that's total BS. I can hunt birds with this thing, or I can even shoot clays. Pull! What do you think of that?